Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 1, Section 2, Subject Engineering, Mathematics, Statistics. So, firstly, we introduce our membership. Firstly, Muhammad Alif Imran bin Rosidi. Second is Muhammad Faiz bin Zainal Abidin. Third is Muhammad Nazrin Shah bin Zulkafli. And fourth is me, Muhammad Syaril Amin bin Shahnun. So I will explain the introduction. Linear regression analysis is a statistical method that used to model the existence of a linear relationship between dependent variable and independent variables. For dependent variables is the value that want to predict, while independent variables are the value that want to predict the other variables. There are three types of linear regression: simple linear, which use only one independent variable predictor; multiple linear regression, which use multiple predictors; and multivariate linear regression, which use multiple dependent variables response. So this is the equation for a simple linear regression with one independent variable is as follow: y equals to beta 0 plus beta 1 plus error term. Next is the equation for probability distribution. This is mean, standard deviation. Next is the equation for sampling distribution. This is the formula sheet. It has three: normal distribution, sampling distribution, and sampling distribution of beta. So finding the values of the coefficient that best fit the data is the aim of linear regression, with the end goal being to get the independent variables predicted values as close as possible to the actual values. In this report, a sample of 30 data sets of environmental effect on the speed of sound of database. Simple linear regression analysis is conducted to ascertain the relationship between temperature and velocity. So this is the table of data engineering. We have temperature and velocity. In this table, we have 30 data. It starts from 0 until 29. Source of data, the source data is written by Dennis A. Bond. The data is about relationship between temperature and speed of sound. So the data explanation, the experiment's objective are to determine environmental effects on the speed of sound. In this experiment, they focus on the relationship between the sound and humidity and also temperature. We decided to take only two variables, which are temperature and speed of sound. For software, we use Microsoft Software Excel. Will be utilized for this project because it can perform a wide range of mathematical, statistical, and logical calculations and display data in the form of graphs and other visual representation. Aside from that, Excel makes it possible to arrange data into logical spreadsheets and charts, making it simpler to analyze and construct graphs. There are several ways that Excel may be helpful tool for programmers, including data organization. Excel can assist in the user-friendly organization and manipulation of the vast volumes of data that programmers frequently work with. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Zainal Abidin. My metric number is DE210014. So today I will be presenting about the dependent variable, mean, standard deviation, minimum and maximum. So we will be using Excel for our software, and our mean is 340.096. So to do it, just simply type average and then select the first row until the last row. like this. So and then let me show you like this. Just need to select this and then until the last one, 30 data, and then enter. So you will get the same answer. And then the standard deviation, you just need to type in stdev.s and then let me erase it first, and then just do this and drag it until the most bottom. And then the same with minimum, you need to type min and then drag like this and then enter. And then maximum is also the same, max, and then just drag it like this and then enter. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Hello. Now we get to the independent variable. The formula can be given like the dependent variable before. So the formula is the same. So now the independent variable is based on the temperature, which is not dependent with the speed. And the data we get, so we want to search the mean temperature. This is the mean temperature we get, 15.5 degrees Celsius. And the standard deviation, we need to first search for the total sum and power of 2 the total sum, and then the mean need to be power of 2, and then for that we get the total sum power of 2, which is 216,225, and then the mean power of 2 is 240.25. And next, the standard deviation value, we get the 16, and minimum value we get is 0 degrees Celsius, and the maximum is 29 degrees Celsius. This is the manual calculation. Next, the independent for the software calculation, which is here is the value that we get from the software. So next, for the below is the instruction for the software use. So we use the equal average semicolon range in the table to search for the mean, and then the standard deviation, we use the formula equal stdev in the semicolon. We use the each column in the data, it should not be range for the cell, so it's different. So to find the mean and max, we use the equal mean and the equal max. The range is the same as the temperature we use in the table. Okay, right now I will present the linear regression line. Now we have the visual for the scatter diagram, which is using the software Excel, and the next visual is the linear regression line, which including the Pearson line. So here we get the formula linear regression line, which is y equal to mx plus c. So we want to search for m, which is the gradient. So this is the formula for the gradient. The last value we get for the gradient is 0.5917. So from there we substitute it in the formula, and the next thing we need to search for the c. So to get the straight line of the regression line, so we need to substitute y and x to get the c. To get that, we need to get the value of the y, which is the independent, the dependent value, and then the s, which is independent value. From there we can get the value in any data given. So we should get get the C equal to 331.5579. The software instruction is in the below. Insert data, insert, and go to the insert tab, and then click on the scatter diagram and right click on data, trend line, and add trend line. In the trend line options, there's a linear option. Should check the box to type the trend line as a linear, and then the option can show the equation and the R square value. Next, I will also present about the regression model evaluation based on linear regression, which is the factor is about the residual variance, residual are normal distributed, residual are independent, and existence. So in manual calculation, based on the manual calculation linear regression line, the R square is 1, which means the value R square value is indicate a fit line or good linear regression line. But in the assess simulation, by using the guide we use here, and we get the regression analysis. So we get the output of the regression line model here. So we get the value of the residual and the predicted dependent plot. This is the visual of the plot, and this is the temperature line fit plot and the normal probability plot. Based on the regression model, we assume that from the assumptions in the linear relationship, we evaluate based on residual versus predicted dependent, and the observation is visible pattern. It's like bell shape. It is not linear. So the next assumption is residual variance are similar. The variance is not constant based on the tools and the observation we got, and the residuals are normally probability is normally distributed data, which is can shown by the observation in the normal probability plot. Residual are independent each other, which can use the residual versus predicted benefit plot, and the observation is based on the shape, which can assume the conclusion is dependent. And then there is some significant outliers from the plot. Residual versus predicted dependent fit plot. The no data points are far away from the bell shape pattern, and that shows that there is no significant outliers. So this is the overall based on the assumption and regression model. Key assumption necessary for its validity. The linearity assumption is not met because the variance changes across the predicted values, which is the bell shape, or the other name is heteroscedasticity. The residual show normality but not perfect. Because they exhibit the pattern, and then the non-significant are present. The significant outliers are present. The violations of linearity and variance assumptions might affect the reliability of the regression model's predictions.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Zainal Abidin. My metric number is DE210014. So today I will be presenting the hypothesis testing. So there are two P, which is 0.05 and 0.01. So how to do the hypothesis testing? First, do the H0 and H1. H0 is mu is equals to 0, and then H1 is mu is not equals to 0. So our alpha is 0.05. P is alpha, and then our alpha over 2 is 0.05 over 2, and then we get 0.025. Why do we divide by 2? Because it's the front here and the back here, so we need to equal it. So just divide it by 2, so it will become 0.025. So this one will become 0.95. So the confidence level is 0.95. So the alpha is 0.05. Yeah, this one. So we divide it, it will become 0.025. So the V, degree of freedom, 30 minus 2, which is 28. And then the red one is the reject region. So at first, after we get the 0.025, we refer table. Our V is 28, we calculate just now. And then we will get 2.048, this one. Okay. And then we do the t-test. T-test is basically taking the R, which is Pearson coefficient, Pearson correlation, my bad, and then 1 minus R square over n minus 2, and then we will get this, and then 37.135. So we see the graph again, we sketch it, and then we will see that 37.135 is on the reject region. So we reject H0. So this is how I conclude it. And then there is enough evidence to support that claim that the correlation value of speed and temperature is strongly independent. And then for the other one is P is equals to 0.01. So our alpha is 0.01. We have the same condition. And then A over 2, alpha over 2 is 0.005 because it's divided by 2 again. And then the confidence level is 0.99. And then the V is the same, 30 minus 2, which is 28. And then we calculate again, same value. And then the alpha is 0.05, and then t-test is 37.135. So 37.135 is on the reject region, so we also reject H0. So there is enough evidence to support the claim that the correlation of value of speed and temperature is strongly independent. So we have the same conclusion. And then the decision is reject both the H0 and H1 because the P value is smaller than both. Conclusion: there is a positive correlation between temperature and speed of sound. When the temperature increases, the speed of sound also increases.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Syaril Amin bin Shanun. My metric number is CE210040. So I will present my part is Pearson correlation coefficient. So by inserting the formula to is the calculation for obtaining the result and using the function of Pearson in Excel to check the calculation. So this table we will use in calculation and Excel software. So we will insert the table in Excel software. Then it will calculate automatically and it will get the result right away. As you can see here, this is the table that I put in Excel. It has 30 data. It starts from 0 and 29. So this is the coefficient of R is 0.999. N is 30. The 30 means 30 data. So this is T statistic 785.84 and so on. This is TF. This is P value. So next we will do the summary output. Summary output in this table is regression statistic. It has multiple R square adjusted, R square standard error, and observation. For observation is it have 29 because it's actually 30 data. It says 29 because it starts from 0 until 29. So this is ANOVA regression. This is intercept. So the uh, the waveform we will get this. This is 0. This is 300. So next is manual calculation. Manual calculation is we use by using formula that I have given, we calculate until we get the result of R. So we use Excel also to check the calculation. Uh, so the calculation for manual and Excel software, we get the same result. That's all for me. Thank you.